Welcome to Chart Monkeys. This is the official CyberKong's weekly show coming at you live at twitch.tv/Chart Monkeys. Man, do we have a special guest today. This one's really, really cool. Been looking forward to this for a minute. Luca Netz, CEO of Pudgy Penguins, is with us today. Welcome, brother.
I'm happy to be here. How are you guys doing?
Good. Pretty good.
Crazy morning. Happy to be here. Sorry, I'm just going to blast this out in 300 GCs.
Do your thing.
So
Do your thing.
You guys riff for a second, but yeah.
Luca, happy birthday, man. Yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel a year older? Do you give a shit? Are you at that age where it doesn't even register?
No, I used to be a pessimist about it, which is like 1 year closer to dying. And then I've been told that I got to be a little more optimistic about it. So birthdays have typically not been good, but I had an amazing birthday weekend with a bunch of friends. We went to the East Coast, just got back yesterday and feeling refreshed, feeling good.
Ready to hit it. I don't know if you've seen the show before. I even struggle to call it a show. It's a vibe. So we're going to do this nice and casual. Everything is fair game for us, at least. But dude, I want to dive into almost like a state of the union for NFTs, how we're feeling about it. And that's like how we're feeling about the community and how we're feeling about projects and how we're feeling about prices and what actually matters these days. And there's plenty to talk about with all that stuff. I am going to say I'm in a shit mood right now. I just got to say it. Because I don't know if you saw this. I think really this dropped yesterday. This affects me. I don't think it affects you guys here. But did you see this, guys? Pritzker here in Illinois.
Yeah, the 0.2% tax on any movement of crypto assets. It's like so stupid.
Any fucking move to a 0.2% tax on every crypto transaction, Henry, even if you just move money between wallets. And this isn't a thing that they're proposing. It's like signed into law now.
Wow.
This is one of the most like aggressive crypto taxes we've seen in this country and maybe anywhere. It's crazy. Luca, you have some pull like at different levels now. Can you make a call about this? Because this is bullshit.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
I don't do enough where this affects me, but also like this is one of those things I'm like, this makes me want to move. I think it's I don't know. It's like one of those 2 steps forward and a big step back, at least here. I don't know, man. It's crazy. The market here. All right. So 2 NFTs, because I was looking at some market numbers yesterday, day before. This space right now, I've been saying for probably 6 months, actually at this point, probably like 8 or 9 months, that as bad as maybe the market's been, it's felt awesome. It's felt like the most organic that I've felt it in years since like honestly 21, 22. And even if we had like way more sales volume across the board, the past few years, it's felt better now. It's people that are like just kind of having fun. The core that's left here is having fun collecting and they're having fun trading, and the expectations for wins aren't quite the same. But last week it was, man, I double checked this too, the 5th lowest week of sales volume we've seen kind of in this modern NFT market. And I'm trying to like reconcile this. Sales are like incredibly low, but it feels great. Do you guys feel like it feels great? And I'm especially curious to hear like Luca's side on this too. Like, what does the market feel like to you right now?
Yeah, I agree with the sentiment. It feels great. I think the internal dialogue amongst, projects and project founders is great. I feel exactly the way that you feel. It's actually shocking that I haven't seen this data that we're hitting the lows around volume, but it's always darkest before the dawn, and that's probably what I think this chart resembles to me.
Yeah, like if this is our baseline, I feel pretty damn good about what that means for a few years back or a few years out when I expect people to come back. Like I have no doubt in my mind that people come back and love this the same way they did before. But we need a way to measure that though, like a sentiment gauge, like not a fear greed thing. It's not like necessarily a holder thing. There's got to be something. That's something I got to crack. Is how do you measure like the quality of person or that type of person that's still here? But it's good to hear that you feel similar about it, though. It does feel good. It's the right people are here and they're collecting for the right reasons. So pretty great. Henry, we're kind of on the same page there too, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've been having a ton of fun lately. It's completely degenerate. I think like builders are taking a complete back seat at the moment because right now the attention is just on like, how do I make $10? How do I make $15? So, talking about sort of this arc of Henry and like, how shitty I was about IP there for a little bit, right? Came out of Miami, had a totally different view of Luca, and just kind of came out of there. And I said it on here and on Spaces, like when I say Luca's savage, like Luca's savage, like that guy grinds. This guy, he grinds. And if you're going down that road of like the IP play, you got to have somebody like that doing it, because most of the people that are here participating right now, I think they're into that stuff when there's not a narrative to buy into, right? And right now, the narrative that people are, we're like goldfish in an aquarium, and somebody's tapping on the glass every, 15 to 30 minutes. And right now, that tap is free or cheap mints or just like the next thing to spin a buck off of. So it's just been interesting to see like how like IP and those kind of plays are taking a backseat in this moment for a lot of the participants. But I don't really have much doubt that when this little thing is over and people are kind of bored with whatever the narrative is right now, that they're of course going to be looking for the narrative that they think is like a long-term solution for what this is. So it's been interesting, man. It's been degenerate as fuck out there.
So do you guys think, because I'm a lunatic, like I'm crazy with NFTs. I love them. I think you guys love them. I assume everybody here like fucking loves them. And I think in a few years, I always just say 2030. By 2030, we see, I think, really similar to what we saw last time around. I think we see that crazy frenzy. I think we see like the good times back. Do you guys still see that coming? And what do you think we need to get back there? Because, and Luca, this ties into something you said a couple months back on a space, is that we need WAGMI. And I took that and evolved it in a little bit, and I'll share this in a minute, but we need to believe in Christmas here. We need to believe in Santa, like just this like kind of mystical thing and good vibes and giving, the spirit of giving and all that. But like, we need that, don't we?
I agree. I mean, I think my take on this, and you see it with, again, I talked about this in private with Henry and sometimes in public, but like the TCG stuff going the way that it went can be concerning, could also be bullish on like what this is. I just refuse to believe, like, so many people made so much money on NFTs that like when you have things that make people that much money, they just don't disappear forever, and you don't just not see that again, right? And frankly, like I always was probably a little more bearish on how soon they would come back than most people thought. Like, NFTs imploded a little bit after crypto imploded. And so, if you take the 4-year cycle, like 2026, it's about 4 years since NFTs really just started trending downwards. Like you would probably hope to imagine that like the trend upwards at some point at this, starting now. And then obviously like collectibles, people love trading, these images and these pictures, whether they're physical or digital. And obviously they like present a bunch of use cases that I think like most things do not. So, is it as egregious as we once saw it, where somebody could go and create a Fiverr collection and make millions? Like, I think the market it has always evolves and gets a little more sophisticated, but I really tend to believe that the people that have been around are going to see the fruits of their labor come to fruition here sooner rather than later. I refuse to believe otherwise.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. You're right. There's a lot of people who made a absolute metric shit ton of money in Web3. The funny thing is, like in this last little, I don't know if we call this a cycle or run, NFT bull, whatever the fuck we're calling it. It's like I've seen people coming back that were dormant for 2, maybe 3 years, and they're just. I mean, I got a friend in Kongs, and he's full on Pokemon, right? He has a Kong, but his real passion that he got into is cracking like Pokemon packs. And he just loaded up his wallet with some ETH because he's like, he just sees like what people are getting into, and he's sort of getting the itch. So I think there's a lot of people sidelined. I think we saw liquidity being swung around a little bit. Right now, it's like kind of, I don't want to say it's fully sidelined. I think there's a few kind of projects that have come out where people are kind of fighting over, outside of normies, who's going to be like the next NFT to kind of come out of this cycle. But there's people out there. They've got money. They just need to your point, like they got to believe in Santa.
Yeah, dude.
FOMO, right? Like let's not underestimate FOMO and the scale of all this. Like just need a couple runs to compound for like for everyone to flood in. Like, unfortunately, most people are not contrarian. Most people tend to follow. And so the nature, it's like different than a coin, because if 10,000 people can be aligned and then create like a followership, like NFTs are scarce by nature, right? So you just need like you actually can't just have one big winner. You need like 4 or 5 big winners, because then you have that like 10,000 plus person network effect and wealth effect that then segues into like a broader like FOMO cycle.
Yeah, what's interesting is, like, we had all these people from last time who all made a lot of money, and most of them have stepped away. But there's no doubt in my mind, it just wouldn't make sense that they don't all come back. Every single one of them come back when they saw what happens when the times are good here, right? You're not going to miss that if you sense that it's coming back. And to your point, if you start seeing some projects coming out and their communities maybe making money again in the way they were before, all those people come back. It's why I cannot picture a scenario where we don't just rerun what we saw before. To me, it's like inevitable. Plus, I've been waiting for the day, like, right, I've got kids and they're getting a little older. And if I stick to this 2030 timeline where I just feel like things might get good by then, I'm like, my kids are gonna be old enough to do this then with me, right? And they do the Roblox thing, they do the Fortnite thing, they love the digital collectibles, they love the skins. I'm like, they will then be here, and we get to really put that to the test. Will they actually buy into the NFT thing? Will they actually love it the way we do? So I think we learn a lot in a few years, but no doubt it comes back in a big way, I believe, by then. For now, though, what's the biggest thing we're missing? Is it just liquidity? Is it just the money and the people, or are we missing like on the product side that's keeping them out?
No, I think it's the domino effect. I mean, I used OpenSea, when I did that little buying NFT run. I mean, it's so good. It's so much better than it used to be. Using your credit card, using ETH across chains. I mean, the onboarding product is not as it's not as the friction doesn't exist the way it once did in 2020, 2021. I really think it's the domino of FOMO. Like, let's just call a spade, right? Like, everybody, it's set, like, don't underestimate the follower effect that happened with NFTs, and then those things compounded. And so it was a really, I think it's that. And if you look at the integrity of what exists today versus what, existed back then, I mean, anybody who stood the test of time here for the last 3 or 4 years has so much more meat on the bone than even, anyone did when things first started coming out the gates. And so I think, like, there's so many ideas, so many levers that I'm sure we're all ready to pull. It's just like, you need overflowing demand. You need people, rushing into the space. And I think you just need the first domino to fall, right? Like, what is that first domino? It's somebody going on a big run. It's somebody, and, people will say it's like, well, because there's no new novel mechanism, nothing that new exciting. I just tend to disagree with that. Like, I think there's a lot of things that we've seen over the years, frankly, that have been super exciting. A lot of compelling stories that people can bite into. It's just to take to push a domino is not, it can't just be a run that's like short lived. It needs to be like a run that compounds, that then creates a network effect. And then again, like I said, 4 to 5 guys need to go on a run, and then I think you're made. I think that's the domino that's falling. And like, what, liquidity is obviously a part of that, right? Like, you need tens of millions of dollars in net buying pressure on these things, but like, there's tens of millions of dollars in net buying pressure on some shitty assets out there every minute of every day. Yeah. Right? It just needs to converge back in this direction. I think ETH plays a part in it. You saw a little bit of a run there when ETH ran, right? You saw Punk starting to run. You saw, all the NFTs caught a little bit, but again, that was a little short-lived. But you need something big to compound, I think, is my take.
But dude, didn't we lost some of the magic too? Because I remember when we were all early in NFTs, and it was fucking magic. The like all the ideas we had of what you could do with NFTs, and it is like the IP stuff. That's one of the biggest things. And it was like we believed you could have like the next Disney born out of this space, and we believed that NFTs could be these like forever access passes that you could just keep building in more rewards and more access and more perks. And that has played out to a degree, right? Maybe not as big as we all thought. We believed the royalty thing was going to sustain artists and builders, right? We had all these beliefs, and we're like, this stuff is just going to happen because this is too good. The tech is too good. Like what an NFT is too good. You can do too much with it. And maybe a lot of that didn't reach like the heights we were hoping it would. And so like a lot of people don't believe like they used to. Everybody's just back to they're just collectibles.
Well, there's an element here that's new shiny object syndrome. And like, frankly, like we'll never get that back unless there's a new cohort, a new generation, which like, again, there's a lot of people who have made money in the last 4 years that never touched an NFT. Right. And so like, it's about getting that net new buyer that, because like, I agree. But like, let's call a spade a spade. The magic was because you had never seen it before. Right. And so how do you get the people that have never seen it before, the guys who have gotten rich over the last 4 years to go and play with this? Because it's very sticky. It is a very sticky mechanism, more sticky than I think most people, especially that have been in the space now for a couple of years and we're all like respectively kind of jaded because you stare at it all day. Like that magic that you're referencing is new shiny object. And when maybe this TCG run is the precursor to this NFT run. Last time it ran, they kind of ran in tandem. But frankly, like all those guys that love collecting, that are walking those shows, that are obviously treating it like most of the guys walking those shows are looking at the financial element and looking at the trade and the flip. Getting those guys to then, again, be a part of one of those 4 to 5 projects that then creates that domino effect. Like the capital's out there. Frankly, it's never been more abundant. The M2 money supply will tell you that. And again, like people who touched NFTs, like what was there probably a couple 100,000 unique users amongst, millions of prospective buyers. Just need to have something that creates that. Is that, a big artist coming in and doing what Damien Hirst did with it? Like it's some domino. I couldn't really tell you exactly. Is it Pudgy doing something? Is it Kong's doing something? Is it Bored Apes doing something? I kind of don't believe it's somebody doing something actually, though. I think like a lot of holders are like, Luca, do something. I actually like tend not to believe that is what's going to do it, right? Like, frankly, we did do things that created huge runs. Like it didn't really network effect the way that we wanted to. It's like kind of like a tsunami that just kind of has to break on our shores that like I think needs to come around. And then we will do things and do some things that will create that excitement. And then, Henry will do something. I will do something. Viggy will do something. People will then start doing the things that I think will create legs up, that will create that excitement. But I actually refuse to believe that like one project has the power to bring it back. Like if that was the case, like Pudgy's run to 30 ETH would have done something, but it didn't. Like it really was just us, and then it kind of just dissipated back into the crypto landscape. So I think unfortunately it's not what people want to hear, but it's some tsunami, some macro tsunami in the air of people needs to break. And like again, in NFTs, like Gary Vee was able to bring that audience, right? And they were able to create that tsunami and that network effect. It's going to have to be somebody. If you were looking for any one thing to happen, it's somebody with insane collectible cachet, making this their identity, being so excited, having that shiny object syndrome for the first time and bringing all that capital in. It's something there. Again, don't underestimate what Gary did, what some of these other guys did. Even Logan Paul's of the world, people love to give him shit, but it's like, nah, you got to understand these guys are real collectors with real audience bases, with real size that are buying this stuff. And yeah, I think that's the big break here. It's less project oriented, and I think maybe more people oriented in terms of like who's going to bring that over.
Yeah. How long do you guys think we like in the current state of things, right? Without because I agree with you, dude. I don't think it's anybody doing anything one particular place. I think it's a great take. How long in this, like, the image of like the snake eating itself, like the head on the tail, like how long in this with the participants we have right now, how long do you guys think we keep flywheeling this type of like, the little run that we just had, right? And I'm sure we'll get more of those kind of things, but we see with every winner, there's going to be a bunch of losers on the back end of it. And some liquidity gets pulled. Like how long before that happens? Like what's our clock? What's our timer before, kind of before we start to see some of the prices that we've kind of maybe joked about, but could be really serious if you're like, all right, some of these things could be, something that's 10 grand now could be $1,500 if we don't start bringing in fresh liquidity, if we don't start bringing in a new user base. Like you guys got any thoughts on how long we got?
I'll tell you, Henry, if we're having this conversation 2 years from now, I'd actually start getting really concerned. Like, you got to be on the tail end of it, because even TCGs followed the 4 or 5 year cycle. Crypto followed the 4 or 5 year cycle. Stocks have a shorter time horizon because the Wall Street guys are more savages. And when the M2 money supply goes up, they're the ones like picking the bets and making things pop, and the capital is so big. But stocks had a couple of year cycle there. I mean, people forget 2022, 2024, those things were, you could have bought Robinhood at $6, Palantir at $5. Like, things were smoked there for a bit. You know, you have Warsh, who just came in, who's got to cut interest rates. Obviously, inflation is a little bit high, so maybe it's not this, this report, but maybe the next one. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. 2 years from now, again, if we're having this conversation, I'm going to be confused, right? I'll be confused. Like 2 years ago, when people were like, "Oh, this run is coming back," I was like, "Yeah, like I hope it comes back, and I'm obviously going to be a champion to the best of my ability." But behind closed doors and in the deeper conversations with our community on our inner igloos, like I always kind of communicated that, like, hasn't been 4 or 5 years yet, but it's been 4 years now, right? I mean, what we topped 2022 post Other Side Mint, then FTX kind of happened. That was around April of that time, right? So like we're 4 years and some change. Like if we go, I'd even be a little surprised going into 2027. But if 2028, you don't see some life, some real organic life. Now, again, I still think it happens, right? Whether it's 6 years or 10 years or 15 years, like I still think it happens, right? Like, don't get me wrong, but I would be a little concerned. I'd be like, damn, is this going to be a 15-year fucking lag, a 10-year lag? Like, because if it doesn't happen by 2028, I'd probably start thinking further out, frankly.
I mean, funny enough, it's like the longer it goes, probably the more explosive it is when it actually happens, which would be a lot of fun.
Well, but because the shiny object becomes more of a shiny object, right? Yeah. That's the thesis, and how it happens is like it because we all remember it. It was like sex for the first time. I swear, it was that special. Yeah. You go onto OpenSea, you were buying it, you couldn't believe it. You were clicking these pictures, you owned the pictures, you sold the picture. You couldn't believe it. Then you got the airdrops. I mean, I remember I ran around the block when I got the ape airdrop, right? It was crazy. Like you couldn't experience these things. It was, and so the gap, the bull thesis around the gap is the longer it stays flat and down, the more time that you have this new cohort of new money that then has never seen this before, who then has that same feeling that we all felt, which that is the explosion, right? And then hopefully that compounds bigger and better, because then you have the people who remember it. For us, when it explodes, they'll be nostalgic. Then we will size back in, because nostalgia is how people size in. You want to feel like a kid again. You want to feel that feeling again, right? Nothing was better. I mean, frankly, on the internet, even to this day, I've made more money on stocks, more money on trading crypto. Nothing was better than the money I made trading NFTs. It was a different type of money that was being made, not in a size amount, but in the joy that was created around making it. But it's that gap of new shiny object syndrome. So frankly, if it takes 10 years, to your point, but it's going to be exponentially more explosive.
Yeah. Dude, it's funny because that's exactly what's kind of happening now. Not nearly. We're not even comparing 21, but what you're saying, that idea of making money off of JPEGs, there is something insanely sticky about it. I don't even get it. I don't even understand how I can enjoy buying 100 things for 10 cents a piece and being like, oh shit, they're worth $1 now. Like, who cares about $100 anymore? I'm not saying $100 is nothing, but in comparison to what it was, it's nothing. But there is something really fun about getting a win, and it's
in that form. It's just in that form with an NFT where there's the picture that you just have that little extra connection to, and your buddies have the connection to it too, and you just start feeding off. It's just different. It's totally different than meme coins. It's they're just special.
Like a profile picture. It's like we're clicked up. We got a little internet gang. It's like internet gang culture. It's great.
Yeah, it feeds into culture. Like it's totally internet culture. It's like like gaming clans. Yes. It's like that. It's like having your special message board that's maybe a little secret thing and just your buddies, and you brought over anything. It is internet culture captured in a token, and it's It's fucking magic. The reason I'm stuck on 2030, I guess, if anything, it's like, look, Raoul Powell's got his economic singularity, and 2030 is his date for when he kind of expects that stuff to start happening. 2030 is when we got a lot of those predictions for Bitcoin to be $1 million, right? 2030, Bitcoin's going to be $1 million. And that doesn't happen at once. It's not a big explosion on 2030. The minute the calendar flips, it's like, no, the buildup is a couple of years before that to get to that point. So I'm with you, Luca. If we don't start seeing that, like maybe starting next year and big time into 28, and you know what I mean, then I'm also worried. And then, thinking like you that it's just further down the road, but that
it's just a bigger time. You got to accept the 10 to 15 year thesis. That
yeah, and I don't hate that either. I'll be here, So
how much do you like? I don't think you get to degen probably as much as maybe you'd like to at times. Do you get to spend time like in the NFT trenches with new mints, or is it like, do you not have the time?
My edge, Henry, I think for the longest is like 15, 20 minutes a day at night before I go to bed. I'm in the trenches. Now the one trench, and I probably should, so I'm really in the coin trenches because it's easier for me. The problem with me being in the NFT trenches is twofold. One, if anyone ever finds out I'm in that trench, because I also can't just be running a charity when I'm in the trenches. I got to make money, right? Because then it keeps me excited. It keeps me in the spirit of a user. Is like there's risk for me selling out. So like I've always been concerned about that. And two, a coin is different because I can just go on Hyperliquid. I can set my stop loss. I can set my take profit. What I found is even and with the NFT side, being in the NFT trenches, I end up just holding all of them, right? And not less about like the concern of being doxxed and people getting mad because I'm selling. Like that is like maybe a little bit of a fugazi concern. It's more about like the trade is so much different, right? Like I like to like open my Hyperliquid, let it ride, click it if I need to click it, and then go. Like the NFT is a little bit different because if I have 50, right, then I'm like selling 10 and then doing this. It's like a little bit harder. So I haven't been in the trenches as much. Now I am in the chats under an alias. And so I see it, but I don't actually execute on the trade the way that I want to. But I scan probably a couple minutes every day via Telegram and some of these X chats that I'm in. So I'll scan and I'll see. And so I have a good familiarity as to like what's running and what's going on. But I haven't been able to trade them the same way that I'll trade tokens because they have a little bit, one, there's that degree of separation, which puts me in a pretty good spot. And two, it's just like, dude, I get so emotionally attached to the image, man. Like I'll just buy the image and I'll be like, I don't want to sell it. And then I'll put prices that are probably higher than what the market is willing to give because I'm like, I want an ETH for this. Like this one's cool. And I just end up getting smoked. So the problem is like, I'm too much of a empath. Like something in my emotional complex, like doesn't allow me to like make money in the NFT trenches. Back in the day I was, because my price levels would get hit. I would list it at an ETH or 2 ETH, 3 ETH, and I'd wake up and the whole thing was clipped. And that was great.
How do you, like, for me, like as like builders, right? You go through these phases and they can be long. I don't want to say droughts, but like it's hard. Like I don't care what anybody says. It is hard running a project. It's hard trying to take it to the next point. It's hard. It's impossible to make everybody happy no matter what you do. And I found that like being in the trenches is that thing that gives me that connection back to that part that I love. It's that thing that kind of brought us here and kept us here. So I'm kind of curious without that, like if you're not able to kind of like get into the existing mints, even if you're keeping up on them a little bit, do you feel like I don't want to say you lose the edge. Do you lose any passion in it? Is it like, oh man, I'm not getting that, I'm not getting that hit every day or once a week when they're available? There's plenty of times where like that shit is harder to find and is not available, but do you feel like you're missing it a bit? Or is it like, no, I got bigger fish to fry right now?
I feel like there's an element that misses it. Right. I would say like goes down to that domino effect. Like missing it is really missing it. Right. Like both like literally and figuratively. Like for me to miss it, I got to be able to see something in the Telegram that runs to an ETH a piece, and then I'll really miss it both ways,
Right.
Like will I say like, and frankly, is there, because I'm seeing it and because I'm watching it, like I do know what other people are doing. So I'm not missing the context of where the innovation exists. Like, am I missing it? Like, so much of me holds on to those 2020, 2021 like days, like how beautiful it was to wake up in the morning and just hit the freaking collection book and hit the offer book. But again, for me to miss it, like, look, let's just use me as a crypto guy who has size, who's ready to buy. Like, why am I not buying the way that I know I can buy? Right? Because I don't feel the FOMO. I'm still retail at the end of the day. I'm not like, there's things that I will buy that I will just hold, like art pieces from artists that like I'm taking a 20-year bet on, right? But for me to like really deploy $1 million into the floor, or $100,000 into a floor, I've got to know that I'm beating somebody else to the mark, right? And I gotta see a trade. I gotta know I'm gonna make capital. I'm gonna make my capital back. Do I need to get filthy rich doing it? Not necessarily, but I can't lose that money, right? Like, I'm not in a position where like I have enough money to like commit charity to like the next person on the other side of the trade. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of guys like me that are just like waiting to like, just, oh my God, this thing ran to an ETH a piece, 2 ETH a piece. I saw it in the chat at 0.05. I didn't do anything. I'm reading it. I feel like a sucker. The next one I'm not missing, and then that compounds. And again, it's to the spirit of the domino, just speaking anecdotally from like how I trade in my experience. I'm waiting for a domino to fall, right? And like, I can only buy as many of my own things as possible. Like, me buying my own thing is not as exciting because I work on it every day, like, and then like, I don't even want to get caught into doing that, right? Because I can't, it's not the same,
Yeah. Getting your own thing doesn't feel the same because the exit is way trickier, if not, I don't want to say impossible, but difficult. Yeah, dude, you're right. It's funny because for a while when I was seeing Kongs on the free mints or the really, really cheap mints, I'm like, what the fuck are you guys, like, what are you guys doing? Like, that's not fun. There's not really a lot of money to be made on it. And to your point, like, who wants to deploy capital to sweep 400 of something? And then you got to babysit those things and you don't know if you're going to end up or down. As that started to creep up a little bit, as we've started to see, mints that are like, it's kind of sad to say, but like, 01 running to 1.5, or NPCs were those free? If they weren't free, they were really cheap, running to 07. And I'm like, okay, that starts to get a little bit more attention. Now you're starting to like, okay, you can get a bunch of them and you can make a bag. But yeah, you're right. I can see how some people just, they don't want to mess around with it unless, to your point, unless that thesis exists.
Yeah. I can't day trade it. I can swing trade it. The problem is like the market, the signal hasn't been said to me yet. And again, like, there's a couple wins. You got Normie, like you said, you mentioned a couple. Like, it's just the risk reward on swinging it with like decent size is still scary to me right now. And like, that just needs someone to prove me otherwise for then me to take that bet.
Yeah. Luca, real quick, I'm curious. What do you like collecting? Like, not in it to, kind of flip it, make money, whatever. Do you like collecting certain things that are just, it's there and it's yours forever? Like, if it's on the art side, if it's on the PFP side?
Tons. I mean, like, real world art, digital art. Like, I have a slew of my favorite artists in the digital world, physical art, big sports guy, big competitor. So I have a huge Kobe Bryant collection, trading cards. But I've been getting really jiggy. I got a couple guys that I'm working with, a guy named Nathan at Nostalgics, Buster, who you're probably familiar with. I've been buying a lot of old stuff. I think in a world where like, I think the hedge to AI is human connection, I am just a big buyer of everything old. Bought a lot of Titanic cards recently, bought just relics. I will tell you, there's one collectible I'm buying more than everything else right now in the physical world. It's Elon Musk. I think when Elon Musk puts humans on Mars, I probably have his most valuable collectible behind me. I can show it to you in a sec.
Yeah, curious.
Or at least one of. I wouldn't say his most valuable, but definitely one of. I think when Elon Musk puts humans on Mars, he will be the most impressive human being to ever exist. It'll be unequivocal. Obviously, he just crossed trillionaire status. And I think in the spirit of like everybody, you know, if Michael Jordan has pieces going for millions of dollars, how is the guy who's going to put humans on Mars doesn't? And you can buy his best pieces for 30, 40, 50 grand right now.
I didn't even know he had pieces.
I didn't either, which is crazy. And you're right. Anything around him, I think the ceiling is crazy. Because to me, the reason prices got so high, there's a few reasons prices got so high with NFTs years back, but one of them is because we couldn't like conceptualize how big they could get. We were dreaming really, really big with this stuff. And so when you do that, when there's no ceiling to the price, you'll pay for it. And now you get to do that around Elon Musk because what he's doing is in outer space and it's building like data centers in space and it is like mining asteroids and it is, building colonies on Mars. It's like there's no ceiling to the stuff surrounding that then. It's the ultimate bet.
Once you put him and once he puts humans on Mars, like this is the guy that for like 2,000 years from now they'll have a statue of, because like what is the furthest vision for humanity is being interplanetary. Like it just has to be like, if you just think the biggest and furthest that like you know, if you dream of Star Trek and Star Wars and the rest of the bunch. And like, dude, this guy's collectibles, like, I mean, dude, like I can get a Michael Jordan rookie, you know, for like it's cost 10 times more than some of Elon's best pieces. And
can you show that one?
Yeah, I can.
I wonder if it's like I think there's like a Tesla liquor bottle. I wonder if that's something, but I can't even imagine what else there is. What?
Yes. So,
oh my God.
First magazine cover, SpaceX, Elon Musk, highest grade of the magazine. So for context, Michael Jordan's one goes for $1 million. I'm selling this for a Hamptons home one day. That's how I told myself. Whenever somebody offers me a Hamptons home for this, I'll take it.
It's gone.
Dude, there's levels to this game, huh? I had no idea about that stuff. None.
I have more. I have him and Obama signed walking SpaceX. I've just been buying a shit ton because like logically it just makes sense, right? Like again, like if you have a Bryant and let's understand collectibles, right? Like Elon Musk to entrepreneurs in my generation, right? Again, let's remove all political views because I know people make this political. Like remove that from the equation. I could care less about that, right? Like let's just look at entrepreneurship. Like he is the Michael Jordan of entrepreneurs. He is the guy that guys my age, 20s entrepreneurs, like we look up to Elon. Like that is the greatest entrepreneur to us. Like, and obviously us meaning like a bucket, but obviously some people feel differently, but like he is. And so when you look at like how do collectibles accrue value, like the collector base having value is important to that, right? So like, but sports people will look up to Michael Jordan. Entrepreneurs who arguably control a majority of the wealth, like look up to Elon Musk. Right. The undervaluedness of Elon is like, it's way too undervalued. Like that, everything should be 20 times more than what it's worth.
You tokenize that, bro. In 20 years. Yeah. And get that Hampton home.
I just want a Hampton home for it.
Yeah. Man, so do I. I just got nothing I can trade for that right now. Okay. We got Luca for like another like 5 to 7 minutes. So do we want to talk Pudgies?
I mean, I'd love to hit a couple Pudgy updates just while we got you. And then I think we'll have to do a round 2 at some point, Luca, because this is cool. Explain the TCG stuff to people, because like it is like kind of the new like path a lot of NFT projects are starting to push into, and Izuki's doing it and they're getting shit on for it, but maybe by a small loud bunch. But like, what's the play here? What's the vision for the TCG stuff?
Most people don't know this, but the TCG has been around for like 2 years almost. It's going to do about $8 million in sales this year. And you're going to see it in a major big box in the next couple weeks, right? Arguably the best big box for TCG. And so like it's flying. The product is unbelievable. It's actually made by a holder called Spencer, who's now the CEO of Moonbirds. We tried to do it in-house and he was leading it, and then he ended up spinning it off. He just has a complete attention to care for things like this, like a real TCG collector. We have a deal with him. So, we obviously bridge the gap between us and getting in the major big box. And it's just a thing that we've been doing for a while that's continuously on the up and up. And obviously a lot of projects are now doing it. And I think it's a great medium. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Henry heard me say this behind closed doors, like the closest marginal buyer to NFTs to create this domino effect are the TCG collectors. Like you just have to call a spade a spade. Like they are, it's the same demographic. If you look at, you know, the Bored Ape guys that were running around at Ape Fest, and you look at the guys running around at, you know, some of these collectible cons, like they're the same people relatively. You know what I mean? They look the same, they act the same. So it's just like it's a great Trojan horse, I would think. And so obviously speaking to that audience is important to us. And yeah, we just did another drop. I think this was our third season. We did a little drop on Collector Crypt, and we were able to kind of just keep pushing that one forward.
Man, I regret not buying that very first box you guys put out. I buy a lot of the other stuff, ton of toys. They're all over my desk. I got that bigger intern figure or vinyl you guys put out a few months back. I love that, still in the box. I love collecting this stuff, but I never got the cards and I fucked up.
I'm surprised you didn't. You had a pretty decent collection of the toys.
I've dozens and dozens, man. I love them. But yeah, I'll fix it by probably just on eBay grabbing one of the original that original box there. But I love that stuff, man. You guys have had a really busy year. There's a post you guys put out with all your milestones this year. What's your favorite thing you've done this year? And then maybe just like over the course of your entire time with Pudgy Penguins, like what's your like number one favorite milestone thing you did?
I think the sprint for Pengu, because we did it basically start to finish in 4 weeks, and people forget. Like, dude, we were clocking 10 million views a video for like a week. Like everything we posted was getting like 10 million views. It was so epic. And just like we were sleeping in the office, it felt like camp. Like there was disaster after disaster. We barely pulled off the claim site until like 2 hours before we had our devs working. It was just like one of those memories you'll never forget. I wish I was probably a little more present during that time, just like soaking it up, not understanding how crazy that was. And then obviously like Walmart, like proving that, like that working, and like, you know, coming out the gates, like I knew when I bought Pudgy, that'd be like the first thing that I was like, was going to do was like, that was going to be the big sprint. So pulling that off. And then I guess just traveling and meeting all these people. I mean, dude, I've got, you know, there isn't a city in the world that I can't go and stay at somebody's house if I wanted to. You know, there's something pretty magical about that, and just the relationships that I built. Those were really great.
Badass, dude. Love it. You guys, it's like every month there's something like just a big thing Pudgy Penguins are doing, and no let up on it. What's next? What are the big things coming maybe over the next 6 months here?
Yeah. So I told the community this, but like 2025, we did a lot, right? We did a lot of games, did the YouTube channel, but I was intentional there. I told them we were split testing. I was like, okay, we broke through the barrier. We launched this token. Like now I need to figure out like how this thing becomes a global franchise. And there's a lot of swings at that you got to take there. We did a lot of things, and I know what works. I know how we're going to get there, but I probably should have been more methodical about how I went about it. But there's things that exist that should no longer exist. And so we started winding a couple things down, one of them being Pudgy Party. You know, the elephant in the room is like, everything that I'm going to do, I'm going to go out and try to give it my best shot. I am an ambitious person. Like I'm never going to come out of the gates and be like, yeah, we're going to fail at this, or this isn't going to work. Like I'm going to aim for the stars, hopefully land on the moon. And if I miss the trajectory completely, like that's just part of the game. But like, I think right now we know what's going to work. We know what's going to get us to where we're going to be. And then just taking everything that's not in that vision and in that plan and just getting rid of it, frankly, and just ripping the Band-Aid, doing the tough things that you have to do. Some people grave dance on it. Some people understand it. Some people support it. Frankly, like I care less about what other people think the same way that I might have over the last coming years. I just think it's not healthy to just live trying to cater to 100 negative comments that you're trying to avoid. Like I'd rather just face them head on. And ultimately, like I know where we're going to go. I believe in myself. I believe in the team. I believe in the IP. I know the IP sticks. I know where it sticks, and just lean in and stick to our guns and continue marching in the right direction. Some people will be upset, and that's okay. At the end of the day, like I do everything with the most integrity that I can physically muster through my own moral compass to try to do things the right way. And if that works for some people, great. If that doesn't, it doesn't. But I know what's going to work for the medium to long term, and what's actually going to allow me to be here for the next 10, 15 years leading this ship. And it's not going to be catering to 100 people who like want me to keep something, but just makes no financial sense to keep doing. So we shut that off. We'll probably shut some more things off here over the coming weeks, but we're going to be better for it. And I'm excited to really experience what I think the months that follow, because we're going to be very methodical on how we shut these off, and also announcing some of the things I've been wanting to announce for quite a bit now, to kind of show people what I think the other side of the train looks like, and what I think being hyper-focused actually means for the community and the value that we can bring them.
Man, I know you have to boogie. I had more questions, but we'll save them for next time. We got to do it next time. But any final words, Luca?
No, I love this one. I'll be on your guys' show anytime. The dynamic duo, the radio voice brotherhood of the OG monkeys. I mean, I think the apes will give you that. I appreciate the time as always.
Yeah, thanks for coming, dude. Appreciate you coming. Appreciate you inviting us down to Miami for that the founders meeting, and we'll do it again, bro. We'll do it again.
And I'll tell you guys this: you guys don't get the credit you deserve, Henry. I know that's been a qualm with you for a while, and it's true. Frankly, like, I wouldn't say that if I didn't think it was true. I wouldn't make it a point. But you guys were so pivotal to like everything that exists here today. And the fact that you guys are still here doing this, having an open line, trying to, bring value to the community, I have nothing but respect, truly.
Thanks, dude. No, appreciate that. We're all just trying to do our thing. We all have our little lanes that we're in, and it was great to connect in Miami. It's great to connect again here. So we genuinely appreciate it, dude.
Later,
awesome
guys.
Shit. We'll see you, Luca.
Bro.
Pudgy Penguins rock. Luca rocks. That was
Follow
fucking
them.
awesome.
Everybody's already following them, but if you're not, do that.
Definitely.
Dude. Good shit.
He's a great guy. He's a great fucking guy, and he's the right guy. He's the right guy.
I said it before. I don't want to put people on the spot to shit on projects or anything like that, because like that's not fair to do. But I can say it for him. Yeah. Everybody else playing the game that Pudgy's is playing is a distant second place.
Couldn't agree more.
And like, I got that within probably 20 minutes of talking with him in Miami. And yeah, dude, you know my arc. I've come a long way on what I think. And I like it. We need somebody like that who sees a bigger vision, that wants to go get those TCG people. It's not us doing it.
No.
It's not the apes doing it. Like, you need somebody who sees that. And I like it. And I saw Cold War in the chat. Does he have a gen? Does he have a baby? Like, to be honest with you, dude, I don't know what he has. And like, yeah, would I love Luca to have a Kong asset and post about it? And of course. But in the end, bro, I don't care. You get what you get when you want to get it for the reason that you get it. That's it. That's all of us, right? Like, if you're rich, if you're poor, you buy what you want to buy when you want to buy it. So I don't care if Luca has a Kong. Like, of course, if he wanted to have a Kong, I'd be happy to help him get a Kong. But he knows how to get them, and it's just nice to have like some camaraderie there instead of being like, man, I fucking hate these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Coolest thing with Luca. Hang on, let me switch here. Boom. Coolest thing with Luca, mentioned it at the beginning of the show, where I feel like people like lost the magic and the whole, like, just the being able to dream big, right? And that's like, I would bet like 80% of the NFT community kind of, lost that. And we're all like, we've all realized the stuff's gonna be worth a lot less, and we're never going to see a project that does this or one that does this. And Luca hasn't lost that. You can tell just from talking to him, he hasn't lost it. He's hanging on to that stuff, and he wants to be the guy to deliver that stuff. These like magical experiences, even with something like he mentioned, this is not on the show, he mentioned in an interview maybe a year or two ago, that if Pudgy Penguins don't IPO by 2027, he'll consider that like a failure, right? He's that guy, and this is one of the things I'll ask him next time he's on. But like, when you do that, because I think for him it's a when, is that something you drive through Pudgy Penguin NFTs? You give your holders, equity. And that's the magic that I think is missing, where we kind of lost that. Projects have tried it and done it to, like smaller degrees. Rec Guys, probably the biggest example of it. But is that something Pudgy's doing? All of a sudden they make that a thing again, that people believe in NFTs, and something like that could ignite the whole thing again,
Yeah.
But he believes, that's the thing. He believes in this stuff still. And that was my biggest takeaway from that chat. He believes in this stuff. I do too,
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't think Lucas, dude, he's anything but a dummy. He's anything but a dummy. He knows what this space is. He knows it can't support, he knows it can't support what they're trying to do with the people in it right now. It needs, to his point, like that domino effect. And I think somebody like him above anybody else has the ability to do it. I genuinely do. I don't have the money to buy a Pudgy penguin. If I was rich as fuck, I probably would. And there was a day where I wouldn't.
Yep.
But no, it's he makes great points, and he's smart. And obviously, like Enzo working at Abstract, who, you know, he works with Luca, and Enzo's always praised. And Enzo's a smart dude, right? He's always talked about how intelligent Luke is. So yeah, fun shit, dude. You did a great job on that.
Next time, you man. Next time, I definitely want to get into Abstract a bit. I wanted to ask him, and I wish we had more time for it today, but ask him about like lessons learned from Pengu, and to be honest, like the ungratefulness of the community around it. How does that impact like how they do ABS, if they're going to do ABS? But if they do it, how do they tweak it, change it? What's changed because of how Pengu went? Because they also have an opportunity there, like OpenSea does, to make this place magic again. If you do it the right way, that's what people want here. They want to get a payday. They want to make money, but how do you do it in a way that doesn't hurt yourself and kill your ability to, you know, have your product actually come out?
I got to give a shout out to Cold War. Cause he's an OG Kong. Dude's been on TikTok and is absolutely crushing it on it. Like, I mean, absolutely crushing it. Bought a Gen Kong because of how well he's done. So shout out to Cold War, who is, honestly, he's fucking sexy. He's a sexy guy.
He's beautiful.
Yeah, and like that helps a lot, right? When you're hot, he's like a hot chick in a dude's body. He's a hot dude.
I love it. I fucking love it.
So yeah, that was cool, man. Sorry I was late. But you know, life happens. And yeah, dude, we should talk about Kongs. I don't have much to talk about, but I did post something earlier today. It's worth
on the Kongs account?
Yeah.
All right, let's throw that up. I have 3 other quick things I want to hit after, and then we got to get bullish bearish in too. Yeah. So we're up against the clock a bit. So here we fucking go. Here we go. Trippy. Wait. Yeah, but it is, and that's okay when it's Cold War. He's beautiful.
Yeah. You know, so, for Cold War.
It is awesome. Man.
Yeah.
I love your fucking art for this thing, man.
Yeah. And that is not 810. That's a different character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
you still can't say shit, can you?
Like we're gonna start rolling stuff out. You know, we're gonna start rolling stuff out. That particular character's name is Dumpy.
Okay.
That's Dumpy.
Or
yeah. So you know what? I think this next little thing will be, dude. Dude. It is so funny to have a brand as big as Penguins, right? And the things that they're doing, which I've said it before, the amount of work that goes into it, I think most people, even including myself, don't even understand. A lot of work. Polish, just so much shit. Like Luca's got an assistant that lines up these, you know, podcasts and whatnot because they're busy. And then you've got like the Kongs 5 years and 3 months into it, and like we're still just doing some degenerate shit, right? And that's what this thing's gonna be. It's gonna be some degen shit.
When reveal? When date that you put it all out there?
Yeah, so we're, you know, I've been saying we're some weeks away. We're some weeks away. There, you know, there's some tweaks on the dev side, some things, you know, just things you're always kind of having to work around as you're working on deploying. More to be communicated soon. I think as early as next week, we will probably start opening up collabs. And you know what the thing is? Like, this is just supposed to kind of be a fun protocol that combines, you know, I think a lot of things that we love in NFTs and tokens together into just like a thing. And then we all get to decide if it's a thing we like to do. And I think like other things that we've done, you know, like if you judge other things we've done and some go into the F category and some go into the A+ category, I absolutely swing this one towards the A+ category 100%.
People are gonna have fun. They're gonna have fun with this.
Yeah. You know a bit about it, and you kind of know, you kind of know it, and it's made to have fun. So like, should be fun.
Man, details soon. Guys, make sure you're following CyberKongs on X2 so you get those updates when they're dropped. And yeah, sounds like soon. Okay, couple quick things to be like just happy about our space, and we're still kind of relevant. There was a commercial aired during the World Cup. It was from PNC Bank that showed NFTs. I haven't seen an NFT on on a commercial. You know what I mean? Like a big broadcast, a commercial on that in years.
I didn't see the NFT. Oh, there. Okay,
there was CryptoPunks.
That was it. Okay.
It was basically saying you don't want to invest in JPEGs, like that
kind
of thing. But like,
yeah. Okay.
But come on, we haven't seen a CryptoPunk like
those aren't punks.
I mean, it's supposed to be.
I got it. Okay.
But
they even got an eye patch with a purple hat, man. I love that.
Yeah. So I thought that was fucking cool. It's just one of those things back in the day that would have sent this market. Doesn't today. Same with yesterday at the Art Basel event in, I can't remember where this is. Is it in Michigan somewhere? Whatever. Kanye shows up at this thing yesterday, which I thought was pretty fucking cool. Him with his wife Bianca, I think. So they're there and they're getting the walkthrough and they're getting this great treatment from Eli, and I just think that's cool that he's interested in this stuff, right? Like we do have a special thing in NFTs, and we've got great art and great artists and all that cool shit. And then last thing that is super fucking cool, Beeple dropped not even a hint, he just full on said it. There's probably going to be a series 2 of cards. He didn't say definitely, but he said, they're talking about it. It's probably going to happen. Some of those cards will have NFTs. Some of those cards will mint you an everyday NFT. Because they don't make every day into an NFT. He said they've done about 115 of them. But the new series of cards, if they have NFTs attached to them, a Beeple every day, like those things are going to be incredible. So yeah, watch out for that. The card meta is like, it's fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. And then last thing was, and this is from last week, but Adam Weitzman really bullish on ordinals all of a sudden. He got an honorary node monk, and he's asking OpenSea to go and integrate them, man. Like bring ordinals into, OpenSea. And I think that's so bullish for the OpenSea, the Bitcoin NFT ecosystem. So pack those bags, I think.
Dude, so. I was so happy to see that. I was just really happy to see like, my bags, like a dude who, like, I mean, listen, Adam has his own kind of arc, and I'm not saying Adam moves markets, but like getting a diamond-handed collector into ordinals, who represents actually a much less fuckery side of things, I think it's a good thing.
I'm with you. All right, let's do bullish, bearish. We'll run through them kind of quick because I know X will cut us off in a few minutes here, but shall we do it?
Yep.
Bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish.
There it is. You might have to set some of these up, but here we go. The first person to lose aura driving a Lambo.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be a little further down in that seat, or he's just wicked tall, but now I see it's community noted, so I don't know. Maybe he's got a booster on it. Who knows?
Which is 1.88 meters tall. I don't know what that is. It's a skit using a seat raiser. Whatever. We're going to stop looking at the community notes.
I know. As long as it wasn't AI. I'm bullish on that, though. If I had a Lambo, that's how I would drive it, so people would think I was tall.
Like triple booster seat. And there you go. Good. Somebody find him so we can get him, help him get back on his feet. Cab driver was speechless and can no longer make a living after the Knicks. Oh, this was sad. After the Knicks fans destroyed his car. So many shitty videos coming out of New York of people just destroying property. I saw a school bus was smashed up. I saw an employee working at like Five Guys got beat up because he was wearing a Spurs jersey or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, this dude's just like helpless. I'm so curious what ends up happening with this guy. Like, do they make it right? Obviously, he's got insurance, but like, why do people got to be assholes?
Bearish on people, dude.
Bearish. Yep.
So dumb. A biker game was filmed dragging a man and forcing him to walk back in a restaurant and apologize for calling a black man the N-word.
Yep.
And I'm bullish on that.
Yeah, so they go in, and I love it. This dude's just eating his dinner, and you're going to go in with some racist shit. I love it, dude. Love it.
Bearish on shit people and so bullish on just good people. It shouldn't be hard, man.
Talk about good people. The Japanese, this is like a juxtaposition of the Knicks fans and Japanese, World Cup fans after the game. They go through and they have bags and they literally clean up the arena.
I love it. And they talk about you got to respect stuff. You respect everything, and right?
Amazing. And dude, I went to Japan, clean city. You can almost eat off the streets. Incredibly nice people. And then you've got like Knicks fans burning the city down. Just
incredible.
ridiculous.
Bullish on the Japanese.
Yeah.
These videos are awesome. I felt very patriotic this week. It worked. It worked. The whole Freedom 250 thing I think was fucking awesome. As other than the very end. But then that combined with these videos of people coming from Europe and all over the world and getting to experience America and loving it and appreciating it to the point where, dude, I had to talk with my youngest one, with Gwen, and I'm like telling her about this stuff. I'm like, we need to appreciate this, I think, a lot more than we do, because we're everything about everything on the news. All our friends talk about how shitty it is and how horrible we are as people. And then you have people coming in from the outside who are like, it's great here. I fucking love this place.
Yeah.
Felt good to have a patriotic week. It's a special country, and I do love it. So
it's they're getting the same propaganda we're getting, just about us. You know what I mean? And I get it. But it was. I'm with you. Bullish on the foreign people coming here.
Yeah. Viral dopamine sites letting users shop without spending money. Site features non-existent products, reviews, promotions. Check out, track the courier without buying anything. That's retarded.
That's just, I can't even comprehend how that does the trick for you. Like, oh, I bought something, but I didn't really. It's just a fake app.
Funny thing, dude, because I think a lot about AI agents and how they're going to replace even how we use the web. And the pitch is you're not going to even go shop online. You're not going to do stuff online. Your agent will just do it all for you. And I'm like, maybe. I agree that can happen and will happen. But you can't discount that people like the experience of scrolling and finding a thing and clicking on a thing. People love that. So I debate how much that all really goes away. But bearish as fuck on a dopamine site, man.
Me too.
Dumb. This is badass. Guy put thousands of straws together, hold it up to your face, and as the light goes through, it makes you look pixelated. That's cool as hell.
I know. I kept thinking like, there's no way it's real, but it has to be. It's on the internet.
Oh
shit.
Okay. It's just more info.
Okay.
Yeah. Real. I want to try that now, man.
We need to make these, and this is how we walk around in public.
I wouldn't.
I'm bullish on that. Amazing.
Real bullish. Crew at the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament in North Carolina reeled in almost 1,000-pound blue marlin that could win him more than $6.5 million. No community note.
I think it's incredible to get a $6 million tuna.
That's a big ass fish, dude.
Yeah.
Holy cow. We should go on a fishing trip sometime, man. That would
be great.
I don't fish anymore, but I would do it for that. So yeah.
Okay, I'm bullish on that.
Yeah.
I'm bullish on. This is the counter to the Knicks fans. This is that dude that was, I think, technically a 76ers fan, maybe in a Spurs jersey, who's just wrecking ball, bro.
Oh man, I saw this from another angle, actually. Yeah, dude, pummeling people.
Yeah.
But I'm bullish on it for
same.
I don't know why, just damn. And then final. Oh, this is from
one more that I sent you in Discord after this.
Okay. Staring down the actual Declaration of Independence before stepping into the octagon. Dude, the aura and just the energy about everything about this. Everything. I went in.
Not everything.
Well, except the end thing, right?
About Michelle Obama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucked. That sucked. But
I went in not the end thing?
Yeah.
He didn't use the N-word, did he? I sent you in Discord because I got to shout out my homies in the Coast Guard.
Okay.
This is a runaway boat, and just watch how the Coast Guard, which is the trail boat there, just watch what these fucking guys do.
There's nobody on this, right?
There's nobody on it. It's a runaway boat. The guy went overboard. He didn't have a kill switch attached to him, so it didn't kill the engine. And these guys are like, cool, put us in, coach. And they make a couple maneuvers and...
It's like
okay, you see the guy on the front, and they get close. It takes, I think, 2 laps here. I think it's going to be on the next turn. Boom!
And he jumps on.
Yeah.
Oh, badass.
Coast Guard's like the Kongs. They just don't get enough love.
That's fucking awesome.
That's
cool as shit.
Yeah,
love it. So
out
bullish.
there protecting and saving lives.
Bullish.
Semper Paratus, baby.
God damn.
Yeah.
God damn. Dude, that was a really fucking fun show. I enjoyed that. I really like Luca. I really like Luca a lot. And I always did, but I really like him.
Good show.
Let's get him back. Let's see if he wants to do it maybe even a little regularly.
I'm just going to tell him like every Wednesday he's got to be on.
That's it. If he can pop in for 5 minutes would be sweet. CyberKongs on X. Make sure you give a follow. Updates coming soon. Always cooking, man. There we go.
Stay tuned.
Stay
Follow Huda at Huda Idiot.
Mind maxing. But
Mind maxing Huda.
mind maxing. Henry Grape, give him a follow. We'll see you fuckers next week.